What up, Skin? Welcome to Bar Vibes with Bryce the Fourth, giving out raw reaction and interacting with the masses. No subject is safe. You hear the people in the noise, but that's the point because of the people. Here. What is the point? Embrace them vibrations. Hey, listen. So we're in the middle. I know, not even in the middle. We're at the end of the summer almost, and things are kind of ramping up when it comes to baseball. You could talk about golf, Little League World Series. Football is back. You got training camp, and I'll get to actual football at the end. But we got to talk about the fucking Dodgers. Pardon me. The Dodgers are potentially ruining baseball, and also probably going to bring a lockout to baseball for next year, where there's just going to be zero baseball. If you don't know, the Dodgers signed Tarek Skubal, who was or is potentially the best pitcher in baseball, which gives them a lineup of possibly seven top 30 pitchers in the league. And some people can call it that they get him for, a loan, or they get him, just for the rest of the season. But the Dodgers have the money to sign him past this season. He's going to demand exponential amounts of money. And it's going to be so tough to beat the Dodgers. And it's been that way for like 4 or 5 years. I'm sure that the owners have had multiple meetings amongst themselves talking about putting a salary cap on baseball. Again, I'll go into, if you don't know, baseball does not have a salary cap. It's all based on how much your owners make, how much the team makes, and how much they can spend on players. You get teams like, I don't know, the Oakland A's, which are about to be the Las Vegas A's, boo, who you can't spend that money, or the Marlins, even with the Phillies. But the teams like the Mets, the Yankees, especially the Dodgers, their owners, they got Magic Johnson, they got team deals, you get TV. They can spend that money, and they do it. And they do it in a way where you get a deferred contract, where it's like, hey, I'll pay you this, I don't know, $1.2 million, talking about Shohei, and then I'll give you the rest of your $670 million down the road. Well, the Dodgers now have accumulated $1.1 billion of deferred money until 2047. And when the league is moving towards getting a lockout, why would you not go, yeah, let me get the best pitcher in baseball, because next year we're not going to have to worry about it, because there's not going to be any contract negotiations. We're not going to have to worry about paying more players. I don't like a salary cap in baseball, because if your team is doing well, then you should be able to profit on that with players. But being able to just push money to the side because your team is doing that well is kind of unfair, because the LA market is different than Kansas City. Totally different. People in Kansas City are watching Kansas City games. People in LA can see all the games. You're not in Kansas City like, hey, let me go watch the Dodgers because they're on at like 10 o'clock at night. People in Kansas City are fucking asleep. It's crazy. They still got Mookie Betts to pay, the Dodgers. They still got Shohei to pay, Blake Snell to pay, and yet they still can win a championship. It's fucking terrible. And if we don't get baseball next year, I'm going to piss on your cat. And if you don't understand that reference, look up the Boondocks. With the other baseball news, the Phillies, they get a rise from the Giants. They get another pitcher from the Giants. And then they also get a pitcher from the Mets, another lefty. But he's also throwing 196. Now, when they got Arise, I'm like, he plays second base. We have a second baseman. So where the fuck is he going to play? And of course, Mattingly comes out and goes, hey, let's move Bryce Harper to right field, move Bohm to first, Stott to third, just so Arise could play second. Now, I like the Arise signing. He has struck out less than any player on the Phillies team. Any of them. And he's batting like 316 right now. He's not a power hitter, but he gets on base. I think he only has like 10 stolen bases. Who cares? I'm not worried about that. What I'm worried about is that you keep tinkering with the lineups. Just get a lineup and keep it. I was pissed off that I heard that they asked Trey Turner to move and he said no. Says a player who's been shitty, absolutely poopy on the defensive end, when 2 or 3 years ago, before he got his money, he was a monster, top 3 at shortstop, and has not shown that since then. And then you get Bryce saying, I'm okay with giving up first base this year. Well, what do you think is going to happen if they sign Arise next year? So the writing is on the wall, and I even said it last year when I was doing this. This is the last hurrah for this roster. It's going to get blown up next year, 1,000%. You still got Schwarber batting, first when he's the slowest and also has the worst batting average of the players. Even though he's got 33 home runs, I get that because he shows up in big time times. But at some point, you got to be like, hey, we can't let our slowest player and our player who is not batting well open up the games. I'm not sure if Don Mattingly is going to be the manager next year, and we shall see. I saw that the Nats became sellers after they got swept. My homie Dre said that he's about to become a Phillies fan because the Orioles, after we swept them, big brooms. He has nothing else to root for. So, yeah, crazy. As far as football goes, go Birds. Go Birds. I love the chemistry that I'm seeing from my playmakers, especially when it comes to the receivers. You saw that Jalen Hurts was out before training camp started, and he was throwing with his receivers, especially the ones that weren't there before, which means Hollywood Brown. He threw that monster pass to Datavion Wicks in practice, and it just shows that he has the want to build chemistry with them. Already has chemistry with Devontae Smith, building the chemistry with Mekhi Lemon, who was at those workouts. And other than that, I feel like Jalix Hunt, and you heard it here first, and I will clip this if I have to. I feel like Jalix Hunt will have a double-digit sack year. It sounded like he was not only harping on the fact that he has to go against the best right tackle in all of football in Lane, and then top 10 left tackle in Mailata every day. He's learning, growing. Mailata has been helping him because he plays on the other side. And I honestly feel like he's going to have a double-digit sack year. The biggest, I hate to say it, Moro Jomo, he addressed it. The elephant in the room is that he's the odd man out, with Jordan Davis getting his money, with Jalen Carter getting his money. He's coming up on a free agent year, and they might not have the money for him. And this is how things have gone. We had Milton Williams go to the Patriots before. We had Javon Hargrave after a Super Bowl year go to the Niners. Because you were the odd man out. You were the oldest. You weren't the biggest pause on the line. It is just how the business goes. I hope and pray that we win it this year, and then he can go and get his money. I really do, because Moro Jomo, stand-up guy, very eloquent, speaks very, very, very highly of just team play. I hope it it works out for Mauro Jomo. In other football news, the 49ers just cannot help but be injured. The Ricky Pearsall stuff, so if you don't remember, first of all, it's the same guy who got shot in the chest after almost getting did get his watch stolen. Got shot in the chest because of that. But recover from that, that's neither here nor there. He ruptured his PCL, and he was told, and it's true, medically, if you rest it well enough, it will heal on its own. So, the Niners decided, hey, we don't need to operate on it, let it heal. Well, I'm looking at TikTok and shit, and I'm watching Ricky Pearsall dancing and shit. He gets to training camp, practice, runs all his routes without any hitch, and then the next morning, it's swollen. And now they're saying he's going to miss the full year? Again? Who's orchestrating this? Who's telling him what to do? If it's the 49ers, that's terrible. On top of that, you get Mike Evans. On top of that, you get Christian Kirk. On top of that, you get 7 other players. The training camp just started. And then you got your coach who got into an accident that they didn't talk about for weeks, and he's got a concussion and he can't see. He's wearing glasses, got to close his eyes to talk to players. He's literally came out and said, I'm having trouble making decisions. Lay that man down for a second. Ouch. Is it the substation? Some people would say it is. I'm not a scientist. I would not know. You got Jerry Jeudy endorsing Deshaun Watson to be the quarterback. They asked him in his live chat who was going to be the quarterback next year. I don't know if you know what number Deshaun Watson wears, but he went like this and didn't say a word. Subliminals are a thing. Then he tried to run it back and be like, if I would have put up a peace sign, which would be Shador, what would that have meant? It wouldn't have meant nothing. Anything, excuse me. But you clearly had something on your brain where you did that. So just own up to it. Be like, hey, I'd rather have Mr. Massage than Shador Sanders. And it's okay. If that's how you feel, that's how you feel. My favorite story from this past week is Jerry Jones, I think, has finally realized that age is a thing. I feel like he's realized I can't be here forever. And he goes, I'm willing to part ways with picks. I'm willing to part ways with players. I'm willing to do these things to get us back to the promised land. The promised land was in 1995, Jerry. In 1995, that was the promised land, sir. And yet you're here at age, 96, 97? Talking about trading away picks to get your team to the promised land. You're not going to get it while you're alive. I promise you that. You ain't getting it. I hate to say it. Shout out to the Jones family. Listen, I don't wish death on anyone. I'd rather Jerry Jones live till he was 125 years old, and I've already said that. It's ridiculous that he's just now realizing that he could just trade away picks to get better players. What? You're the GM. That's your job. Come on, man. KD, oh my gosh. Kevin Durant is doing his best to try to equate him going to the Warriors to LeBron going to the Sixers. KD went to a Warriors team who had already won a championship, had the 2 best shooters of all time on their team, one of the best defenders ever to play, and he went there and won 2 chips. LeBron, at 41, is coming to a team with a very, very always injured Joel Embiid, yes, an MVP, a Tyrese Maxey, a second-year player in VJ Edgecombe, and a Finals MVP in Jaylen Brown. Those 2 teams are not the same. They dominated the West. Me, as a Sixers fan, I can tell you the Sixers are 3rd, maybe 4th best. This is not the same, and he's dying on this hill, and he wanted to make it seem like him joining a super team is the same thing as LeBron joining a super team. It is not. I'm sorry, it's not, my boy. It really isn't. We're going to have load management issues. We, as I say, the 10-9-8 76ers, we're going to have our best players missing games. The Warriors did not have that issue. It was a well-oiled engine. It's not the same, bro. Pochettino is back with the USA until 2030. I like that they brought him back because Team USA is so young. And yeah, they let us down this year. But I'm glad that they are bringing him back to make sure that the core that he built is still there and he can still grow with them. I was shocked. I'm not going to lie. I was shocked that they brought him back. But it was a good move. In other things, we got football this Thursday. Granted, it is the Hall of Fame game. Granted, we're going to only get the third and fourth and and a half stringers, but football is fucking back. And that's all I care about. Big ups to the first day. Stay focused and be great. Take a sip. It is August. The summer is still here. Stay fucking hydrated. Go Birds.